commercial banks in Garissa, but still we need more branches of commercial banks because our community are not so much educated, and as we appreciate and understand the role of mobile banking nowadays, is virtually everything. But still we require these physical branches. Of late, in the national discourse, we are hearing that the National Bank is being taken over by commercial KCB, and they have a branch here. We would like even if the KCB takes it, but still they maintain the branch, because we want to have as many branches as possible. I think we have Equity here, we have KCB, and we have National Bank branches, and First Community Bank. Those are the 4 banks which are available in Garissa town. Yes. But we wanted the branches because the town is so big, and you'll see a lot of queues even in the mobile halls. So those are some of the issues we wanted to raise with the central bank governor, who's here. We're in a hot, very, very cold season. And as Garissa County, this is now Devolution 2.0. The second phase of devolution, maybe the first year 5 years, then the second 5 years, and we have inherited not very much endowed county in terms of infrastructure. The building now where we are now belongs to provincial administration, but if you just go outside here in the compound, you see a very mega structure which we are building, and that's going to be our capital headquarter, county headquarter. We are going to occupy that building, I think, toward the end of the year. We are going to launch the opening of that building. Otherwise, we appreciate the main livelihood here is livestock and agriculture. We are blessed with River Tana, which goes through this county by about 400 kilometers from this end to the other end toward Lamu. And we do a lot of commercial and subsistence farming. So we have a lot of fruit farms, bananas, mangoes, apples, and also what they call tomatoes. Sometimes in good season, we even export to other countries, and even livestock, camel, sheep, and goats. We have a very big abattoir, slaughterhouse. And even the World Bank team were here some few days ago doing assessment. Garissa County has got primary and secondary markets for livestock. And when they did assessment, they saw that we are competing with the Isiolo, Sabit, and Wajir. But basically, the markets here are good. And if we're lucky, we go to the markets this morning. Today is Wednesday. Today is market day for cattle. So it's good that you are planned at the best time. Otherwise, Mr. Governor, welcome to Garissa.
About the market we have here is called the Garissa Livestock Market. It is the biggest in Eastern Central Africa.
Wow.
It is ranked the biggest in terms of volume, livestock volume. The number of traders who are coming across the country, even as far as East Africa, to come and buy livestock. The animals traded here are camels, the cattle, goats, sheep, and of course some other small animals like hen and all that, chicken and that kind of thing. So the population of animals that are traded within a day, for example, on Wednesday, the number of cattle that are traded is above 3,000 on Wednesdays. The number of cattle that come into the market, bought and even taken to other parts of the country, as far as Mombasa, Nairobi, even to Nakuru, some even buy up to take it to Kampala and many other places. So hope you will see it. I wish you could have. Today is Wednesday, isn't it?
Yes.
I think we are already late because it normally starts at 6 in the morning, opens, and by 2 the trading stops and it starts loading.
Yes.
In fact, as we go there now, we might even see the lorries exiting with the cattle.
But thank you very much for the welcome, very warm welcome that I received, obviously in the county office and also here. The first thing is to say that I am delighted to be here on this, the first visit, my first visit to Garissa, but as far as we know, also the first visit of any central bank governor to this part of the country. So it's great to be here. And I don't know whether it is winter is good or bad. We are ready for any time, any weather, hot, cold, anything. We are delighted to be that. I have to tell you that the governor came to my office about a year and a half ago and asked me to visit this county. He didn't come to talk about anything else. And we had tea in my office, and he invited me to visit the county. And I said, I will come to the county. So I'm delighted to be here, also in answer to his request. Now, it's true this is a short visit, but I'm delighted to make it even short. But we will come back for other reasons as well. We will come back for some of the reasons that you have mentioned. I won't say which ones, but this is not the only visit we are going to make. We'll be visiting Garissa and also the other counties. But I think we want to be closer to you in the spirit of devolution and in the spirit of having one country that is providing support to the other counties. Everybody is playing his or her part. The number one priority for our visit today is to, this is part of the roadshow of the new currency. We launched the new currency, as you know, the banknotes on Madaraka Day. And we need to tell the public, and they know, you've seen the banknotes and all that, they're already around. But we want to remind the public that this is their money, and also to remind them that they need to change the old 1000s and also to interact with them. So that is the context of our visit. And this road show that we are doing around the country, and here we are in Garissa. We were in Kwale County. Of course, we are in Nairobi, but in other counties as well. So we won't visit all 47 countries or counties, obviously. But in terms of being here, we are delighted that this is one of the stops in this road show. Now, you mentioned that Garissa is very important in terms of its economic well-being and how it connects with the rest of the country. And I have to tell you that I know that because around Christmas or around Eid and around, let's say, even Easter, for those, when you get that mbuzi, they always ask, inatoka wapi? Garissa. I know the other places, but where I go, they ask that question. So I think maybe I'm connected with Garissa in that way, but and that's okay, But it isn't just that. It isn't just the mbuzi. As a matter of fact, as I said earlier, I was delighted to see a photo in the newspaper today of Mheshimiwa Ndole, and at his farm. He's here, and I'm going to call him later in the day when I finish this meeting, for instance, to say I'm in the neighborhood and to offer, obviously, my saramus and things like that. But following on that theme of the economy, Garissa is actually a very important county in terms of economic connection for the country. There are traders, there are farmers, as you said, herdsmen, and more than that. And we need to support what you're doing here in the county and yourselves. And I think we will provide that support. You mentioned, for instance, the banks. Of course, banking is a very important service, financial service, to support the economy. And of course, there are times some restrictions, and I'll mention how we are lifting that. But I think the 4 banks that you mentioned, yes, we want more banks to come, meaning more branches, and not just in Garissa, but also the other parts of the county. One of the points that you mentioned, Bonasias, is the issue of Islamic products. By the way, I have to tell you that I have had a conversation with Mheshimiwa Ndwale on exactly that point. And we had a conversation around May of this year, May, June, just before the budget. And you'll be pleased to know that the central bank is working exactly to actually have and license Islamic products. And at this moment, actually, we had the new laws that will support Islamic products in the microfinance area, microfinance banking. And those have already been reviewed by the public. We had posted them on our website and other places, so getting the public participation on that. And definitely we want that to be rolled out as quickly as possible for the reasons you mentioned. Also in the banks themselves, the commercial banks, we want them to expand and have more Islamic products that are Sharia compliant, precisely for the reason that you mentioned. There's no reason why a bank that is here today, here in Garissa, should not be offering you also products that are consistent with the Sharia, and in effect, therefore, offer financial services for people of a certain persuasion, Islamic persuasion, or even other people who are not of Islamic persuasion but want those products. And there's really no problem, and they should be able to have those to support their economic development and so forth. So we have heard you, and I would only say that maybe we are a step ahead, but we want to make it happen quickly. And that is again something that Mheshimiwa has asked me about, and I have assured him that we are going to move ahead on this. The other point I would want to mention is obviously a big element here is that will support the economy is security, better security and so forth. And I think there we have to thank the people that are here supporting you, and also you supporting them, because that now has become, the baseline is very good in terms of security, it's secure, and I don't think there are other concerns in this. And I think we cannot take that for granted. And so we thank the men and women that are doing that, and it will support the economy that much more. Finally, there is the issue of, see, the economy does not grow just by the top, the biggest, let's say, farms, the biggest businesses and so forth. Actually, if you look at the numbers, the economy grows from the bottom, meaning a lot of our people are working in small and medium-sized enterprises. They are doing businesses in maybe they are the ones that are doing the trading, and we know people from this area are very good at trading. And I think there are two things I would want to mention there. First is that it's good for them to grow and thereby support employment, other people being employed, thereby support their families wherever they are. But I think the point here is they cannot grow by themselves. So they need support, obviously, from you in particular ways, licensing and all that, but they also need support from the financial sector. Maybe some loans or something else, some financial support. So we are working with the commercial banks to make sure that actually the people at the bottom can get more support from them. It's not, loans zabure, No, they have to be provided proper financing, and they have to repay correctly and so forth. But we are working to provide them with support, which they need. And we'll be talking more about that. This is what I'm saying. I'll come back to Garissa. So for sure, I need to come back, because we also have a lot of that work to do. But I think that is one thing. The other thing, of course, is to encourage them as they grow to work with the banking sector, meaning to use the facilities that are available, including the ones that I just mentioned, the Islamic products that will be coming, and are there. There are some already there, but we need to expand them a lot more. also for savings and doing other things. But to use the banking sector or the financial sector more and more, and have less and less, let's say, the cash sort of operations. The cash operations have been with us from when people came on the earth, I'm sure, right? For many thousands of years. But I think now with the new facilities, mobile phone facilities that you can provide you can go to a bank safely with products that you are happy with sound banking practices, so you're confident that those banks are there. You can go a lot more than just having cash in your pocket or in your belt or in other places in your house, whatever else it is. So I'm encouraging a lot of our traders to use the financial system as it is. But I think the point it is to their benefit. They shouldn't feel that even as they expand, they need to remain in a cash-based sort of transaction. Cash is good, of course, but it also has problems of security and other things like that. So, but I think that way they'll also get to be known by the banks, and therefore will be provided with more resources in the future, with more support in the future. So finally, my last message is really related to the first message, which is to encourage everybody, and I'll do this in the various barazas we are going to have today and other places we will be today, to encourage them, to remind them of the deadline of September 30th of changing the old 1000s to the new 1000s. Of course, they can deposit their old money and so forth, but it is very easy. But it is extremely important for us to remind our people, because you think about those pastoralists that are on their way somewhere, and they'll be out for a week or two, and they have some money, cash somewhere. If they come back after October, they come back in October without having changed their money, that money is all karatasi, and it is a big loss. And so it is important for us to remind our people, wherever they are, that the one thing they have to do is to change the old elfu moja to get the new elfu mojas. Of course, they can also have deposits in the banks or in Simu, M-Pesa, and all those. But I think it is important for us to remind them that that deadline is happening. And that deadline, when it comes, that's it. We won't move it by even 1 second. Hii sio kama zile zingine tunasema ni leo lakini sasa ni kesho ama siku ingine. Tukifika mwisho tarehe 30 September, sasa hiyo itakuwa mwisho. So lazima tubadilishe noti zetu zile za zamani, zile elfu moja pekee, sio hizo zingine, elfu moja pekee wabadilishe kabla ya deadline hiyo ya September 30. So thank you again, and I look forward to a return.
I have one question.
So thank you again, and I look forward to meeting you again here in Garissa. We will also give you, I look forward to meeting the governor, because there's something else I also want to give you, which I can actually tell you that it will be an album of all our currencies. There are only two that have been issued. One to the president, and the other one to the deputy president. So in this roadshow, I would want eventually to make sure that you get it. It will be for the future generations of this country, of this county.